Well, it's the day before Memorial Day, guys. At least for me. I mean, I think it's the day after Memorial Day for you guys, but I mean, it's officially summertime, and I got a nice s'more here, and notice the lack of chocolate because fun fact about me, I hate chocolate. I hate the taste of it, I hate the smell of it. I don't like chocolate, but today we're not going to be talking about s'mores and summer stuff. We're going to be talking about Nintendo as we always do on this channel. Now, I think a pretty big misconception when it comes to me as a gamer, and I think a lot of people think I don't like the 3DS. People think I think it's a bad system, that they shouldn't be making games for it anymore. And while it's true that I think they should move on from the 3DS is actually one of Nintendo's better systems, in my opinion, and probably my second favorite Nintendo handheld, just behind the Game Boy Advance. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my history with the 3DS and why I really do not hate the 3DS at all.
ZakPak, he's always there for you. ZakPak, only on YouTube. ZakPak, what will he do next? ZakPak, let's find out, 'cause it's on with the show.
So this is the box of the original 3DS I got way back in 2011. I remember the day exactly. It was in 2011, it was summertime, and I was staying with my father. And, a couple of his friends who ended up being our roommates in our apartment that I would get later on with my father, they were talking to me, and I was like, I really want this new system that Nintendo put out. It's a 3DS, it's a handheld, and it's in 3D, and it was around about the time where Luigis Mansion 2 got announced. So, I was like, I really, really want this system. And, they said, they were like, oh, you could probably trade in your old DS and make money towards, the new system. And sure enough, I traded in my old DS, but obviously it wasn't even close to enough. So then I asked my dad, listen, Dad, I traded in my old 3DS, so I got a little bit of money towards it. Do you think you could help me out with the rest? And sure enough, I got a Nintendo 3DS, the aqua blue one, and I got to choose one game to go along with it. And no, it's not Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. No, it's not Star Fox 64. It's Rabbids Travel in Time. In fact, I think the AR cards... Oh, no, it's not the AR cards aren't still in here, but... Yeah, this is the original game that I got with my 3DS back in the day. This game is actually kind of fun. Really, really short, but pretty fun in my opinion. The Rabbids over-the-top personality doesn't come out in this game, which I think I kind of like. At least from what I remember. But anyways, these were the two things I got when the 3DS launched. It wasn't exactly launch day when I got it. It was just after. But I was very, very excited to get these two items, especially in anticipation for Luigi's Mansion 2. But, unfortunately, I remember it as if it was yesterday. I believe it was early 2013, like January-ish time. I had lost my 3DS. Yes, this is just the empty box with all the inserts and all that. I still have, all the stuff. But, unfortunately, I lost my 3DS, and I remember the story. Basically, at the time, I was living in New York City, and my mom and my stepdad were up here in upstate New York. And I always traveled from New York City to up here by bus. I would take one of the buses from New York Port Authority, and I would head up here. Well, one time, we stopped in a little city called Binghamton. And, they didn't tell me until a few seconds before the bus was leaving that I actually had to change buses. And I was like, oh shit. So I grabbed all of my stuff and went to the other bus. But the one thing I forgot was my bag, my little tiny bag that contained my blue 3DS. Now, I remember some of the games I lost, because I didn't lose my Game Boy Advance, but I had some Game Boy Advance games in that bag because I still played my Game Boy Advance. I had Mario Golf on the Game Boy Advance, Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy Advance, I had Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, and obviously my 3DS, and that was all gone. So, obviously, January 2013 was 2 months before Luigi's Mansion 2 came out. And that really sucked because I had no 3DS, and I had Luigis Mansion 2 pre-ordered since I got a 3DS. Like, I remember the delays that game got. Like, it was supposed to come out in 2012, and then it got delayed, and I remember that so vividly. I actually went to go see some of my friends perform at a local school, at a school play, Aladdin, which was pretty ironic because now Aladdin's out, the new Aladdin. But, you know, I remember hearing the news when I was there, when I was either pulling in or pulling out, I don't remember. That's what she said. Or not, that's what he said. But anyways, but I remember hearing the news that the game got delayed again. And I was like, oh, Luigis Mansion 2 got delayed. And it's like, why? So, long story short, lost the 3DS, and I eventually got a new one when I got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This is my original game that I got back then. And I got the Pikachu 3DS XL. And, I don't have it here for you. And no, I didn't lose that one. I traded it off to another YouTuber, Luigi Freakout 123. He currently has it. He doesn't make videos much anymore, but that doesn't matter. He traded me in return for the Pikachu 3DS. He gave me a red 3DS XL and some other random games in the trade, whatever. So then I had the red 3DS XL. I don't know why I'm still holding this. After the red 3DS XL, obviously, the Switch got announced. I got the red 3DS XL in like 2015, 2014, and then the Switch got announced, and I traded in my 3DS because I thought, oh, they're gonna move on to the Switch. The 3DS is gonna end, and the Switch is gonna continue. And then a couple games called Mario Party Top 100, WarioWare Gold, and Luigi's Mansion got announced for the Nintendo 3DS. So, I had to buy a new Nintendo 2DS XL because it was cheapest, and the 3D I didn't care for that much. I never really used the 3D, so I figured I might as well get the new 2DS XL, and plus it looks the nicest. In fact, I have it. Where is it? Where's my... It's right here. And it's probably, in my opinion, the best designed Nintendo handheld. It just looks the best on the inside. It looks sleek. It looks nice. I hate the nub, especially with games like Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, but nevertheless, still a great system. So, obviously, I like the 3DS. I do not hate the 3DS. Just because I thought Luigi's Mansion should never have been brought to the 3DS, it doesn't mean that I don't like the 3DS for what it's done. And I have my whole collection here. I don't know how many games I do have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 2, so 28. I have 28 games here. And I'll go through them, and I'll talk about how I feel about each game. And yeah. So, let's get started. I think the first and most obvious one to get out of the way here is Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. I've actually not played this one. I remember getting it in a Best Buy for a pretty good deal. I remember it was like pretty squished, so the box isn't in perfect shape, but it was cheap and it actually looked really cool, and it came with a lot of cool stuff. Like it came with, I mean, obviously it came with the game, it came with a case. Here's the game. Game case came with a tarot card looking thing. I don't know what it is. I never played the Persona game, so I don't know. Comes with a soundtrack, and I think it comes with an art book. Yeah. Oh wait, there's something else. Oh, there's a lot more of the tarot cards. Jeez, I didn't know how many of those there were. And then the art book. So yeah, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Actually, I think I lied. I think I have played this game, but I didn't play it extensively because it takes place in like a school, right? I think it takes place in a school or something. And I remember it being cool, but it was just not my gameplay type. The heroes of Personas 3 and 4 unite, so I guess it's like, yeah, school. So yeah, it's a mix of Personas 3 and 4. And hopefully they bring Persona 5 to the Switch, and maybe I can get into the series. But yeah, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. I played it only for a little bit, but it seems like a pretty cool game. I'm going to try and not spend too much time on all of these games, so bear with me here. The first one I'm going to show here is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I don't really need to talk much about it, because you guys already know how I feel about Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. I actually really like this game. I mean, because I really like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, but this one took Majora's Mask, and it brought it to the 3DS, and you know, I always talk about ports, you know, probably not coming to the 3DS, but I think the N64 is one of the only systems that I can really justify having ports on this 3DS for, because of the fact that the 64 did not have two thumbsticks in mind. so it really made games like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask work. Before you ask, no, I do not have Ocarina of Time 3D because I don't care much about Ocarina of Time 3D. I know I'm going to get the mergers in the comments, but oh well. Next up here is Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater. I played this game a little bit, but I got stuck at a part. There's a lot of cool Nintendo Easter eggs in this game. Like, I think I remember seeing like an 8-bit Yoshi or a Luigi or some green Nintendo character. Maybe it was Link, I don't know, but I remember the game being pretty cool. I think it probably would have done better on a home console. But nevertheless, Metal Gear Solid, pretty good game. Mario Party Island Tour. You know, I don't hate this one. I don't like it, but I don't hate it with a bitter passion. It's okay. The minigames are pretty good. The boards are hit or miss. The character selection is okay for a handheld Mario Party. It's just a very mediocre Mario Party. Don't love it, don't hate it. They could have done worse, but they could have done a lot better. Sonic Generations, one of the only good modern Sonic games. It's pretty good, I don't know what to tell you. It's Sonic. It's 2D Sonic. It's pretty good. Mario Party the Top 100. This game would have done so much better on the Switch. I can't emphasize that enough. This game should have been on the Nintendo Switch. That's just how it is. It should have been on the Switch. I don't know why it's not. I don't know. But anyways, Mario Party Top 100. It's definitely when ND Cube, the developer behind the modern Mario Parties, that's when they realized, like, oh, we have to get back that audience that likes the older Mario Parties because that's their main audience, you know? Like, no one buys Mario Party nowadays for the gameplay. People buy Mario Party because they're like, maybe it'll go back to the old ways. And this was their starting transition going back that way. And it's not a bad game by any means. It definitely upscaled, like, the N64 minigames and some of the GameCube ones. But it definitely left a lot to be desired because, A, Nintendo chose the minigames. I think it would have been a lot better if we had to choose the minigames. And B, some Mario Party games really got shat on. Like, Mario Party 8 only had 3 minigames in this game. Like, out of 100 minigames, Mario Party 8 had some solid minigames. The fact there's only 3 in there, you know, and I personally don't agree with all of the minigame picks. I think Mario Party 6's minigames were hit or miss. Like, I think there are some Mario Party 6 minigames that should have gotten in there that didn't, but that's just my personal opinion, you know. But it was definitely their step into the right direction for the Mario Party series. Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. This is the first leap into the handheld market for Super Smash Bros. And it was a good one. I think that it was a rough first one. Like, I think there were a lot of issues with it in terms of how it ran and stuff like that. But given the fact that A, it's a 3DS, and B, it was their first one, I think it is excusable. I think this game is really good for what it is. And seeing what Super Smash Bros. Ultimate became because of this, because of what people took away from this, I think this game was definitely a necessary entry into the series, and I'm definitely happy it exists. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, a port of the Wii game. It's a pretty good game. It's Donkey Kong Country. Don't know what else to say. Epic Mickey Power of Illusion. Okay, this game is actually really good. I think it's a very underrated game, which is crazy because I think the first 2 Epic Mickeys were pretty well received, or at least decently received, and this one was just kind of overshadowed, and I think this one's the best of the 3, given that they completely changed how it was done. They made it a 2D platformer, and I think it worked out well. It definitely gave me like some good Sega Genesis vibes from the gameplay, and you know, I kind of want to get back into it. The game overall is pretty short. There's only 4 worlds, being, what are they? Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Peter Pan, and Alice in Wonderland. So there's not that many worlds, but I think it is a really good game. And I think it's one that, like I said, it's very underrated, so not a lot of people have gotten into this game. So if you've never played this game, I do recommend you do if you still have a 3DS, and it's pretty cheap too. Mario Kart 7. It's Mario Kart on the go. I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty good. It also kind of paved the way for Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I don't know what else to say. It's a pretty good game. Scribblenauts Unlimited. I never really got into the Scribblenauts series, but I believe this game is actually out now on the Switch. Don't hold me on that, but I know that they ported a couple Scribblenauts games over, and I think this might be one of them. But it's a pretty fun game. It's Scribblenauts. You basically type in what you want, and they can help you solve puzzles. I think it's a really cool and relatively unique concept. So even though it might not be exactly my style, I definitely give the game applause for being unique. And that's Scribblenauts. SpongeBob SquigglePants. This is another, in my opinion, underrated game. It actually takes a lot of inspiration from older SpongeBob, ancient, not ancient, but the first 4 seasons SpongeBob that everyone likes. And I like that because obviously this is modern era and they're looking back at older SpongeBob. It's basically WarioWare. It's WarioWare but with SpongeBob. And given that the 3DS didn't have WarioWare until WarioWare Gold that came out last year, this was definitely a great substitute. It was actually a really, really fun game. If you missed WarioWare on the 3DS, this one is great. This was actually originally released on the U-Draw thing for the Wii, if you guys remember that. But this game is so much fun. I really actually recommend it to you guys. If you like the WarioWare games, and if you like older SpongeBob, this is the game for you. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. This one I played through and I've beaten. And it's a pretty fun game. It's a top-down 2D Zelda, and if I can be honest, I like the look of this a lot more than the Link's Awakening remake we're getting. It's a lot more stylized. It looks better artistically, not graphically, but artistically it looks better. So I wish they changed the art style to something more similar to this with Link's Awakening, but nevertheless, not getting into that. Fun game, highly recommended. I like the wall gimmick where you become the wall. I forget what it's called. The drawing art wall Link. So yeah, pretty fun. Tales of the Abyss. I'm not much of an RPG guy. I've never been much in RPGs, but there's something about the Tales series. I have Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. There's Tales of Abyss on this one. Tales of Vesperia has come out on the Switch, and I really want that game actually. But it's actually the games appeal to me. I've never fully sat down and beaten any of the Tales games, but there's something about them that attracts me, and I don't know what it is. I've never been a big fan of Japanese RPGs or RPGs in general or anime or anything like that, but there's still something about the Tales games that attract me, and I honestly think it's the combat, because I'm not a huge fan of turn-based RPGs, but the Tales games are mostly action RPGs, and I actually kind of like that. So maybe that's why I'm attracted to these games, because they're not traditional turn-based RPGs. But Tales of the Abyss, it's pretty good if you like Tales games. I just need to get into it more. Next up, Rabbids Travel in Time 3D. I already touched on this game kind of, but let's tell a little bit more. Basically, the premise is that Rabbids have a time machine washing machine, and they go back in time. I think there's different eras. There's it doesn't really show you on the back, but there's obviously the dinosaur times. I think there's an Egypt time, maybe an Ice Age time. But the game is actually pretty fun. It's a 2D side scroller, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty cheap as well, I believe. So if you want a quick and easy 2D platformer to play, I recommend this one. Luigis Mansion. I've never played this game before. I don't really know what to say about it. It's an okay game, at least from what I remember. I'm kidding, guys. This is an amazing port of Luigi's Mansion. There are definitely things that are pretty bad. The controls are meh. The visuals, it looks good, but it's obviously 3DS, so it's not polished. But if you want Luigi's Mansion on the go, this is the closest thing you're going to get to it. And honestly, I have no regrets picking it up. I'm very happy I picked it up, and I'm really happy that they at least made it. Regular Show, Mordecai and Rigby, and 8-Bit Land. Now, I've actually never played this one. This is actually one I legitimately have not played. Though it's a 2D game, and what I do like about it is that they did a nice nod to Sega, and the manual is in the style of a Master System. So that's pretty cool. But never played this game. I watched the show a couple times, but I never played this game, so I don't know what to say about it. What's in the mystery case? It's nothing interesting. It's Mario Tennis Open. I think it's not a bad Mario Tennis game, but it's a standard Mario Tennis. It's definitely better than Ultra Smash on the Wii U. Aces, I don't know which one to say is better. I think this one's definitely better in terms of customization. You can customize your Mii, and you can play as your Mii and everything. Mario Tennis Aces, I don't believe, had that, so I don't even know why I'm holding that. You're not seeing anything. But yeah, Mario Tennis Open, it's okay. Pokemon X. This game nearly got me into the Pokemon series. I actually did fully play through and beat this game. No, I didn't collect every Pokemon. I'm not about that. But it was actually really fun. Now, I haven't really played it much since it came out. Really, like, that's when I played and beat it. But it was definitely a turn in the right direction for Pokemon because I think it changed a lot of things that needed to be changed at that point. And that's what I'm hoping that this Pokemon entry does for the Switch. I'm hoping it's the Pokemon X entry of this generation. And I definitely do think Pokemon X is a good one. Pilot Wings Resort, aka Wii Sports Resort, but for the 3DS. It's a fun game. It's basically Wii Sports Resort for the 3DS, so not much to say about it. Centipede Infestation. Centipede. Dream Trigger 3D. This is another one I actually don't believe I played. I just think I picked it up for cheap at like GameStop or at a flea market or something, but looks like it's a space shooter kind of game, so if you're into that kind of stuff, this might be your game. Kubik Ninja, Action Adventure Twisted. Remember this when this game was like really expensive because people used it to hack their 3DS? Remember those days? I mean, it's not a bad game because I actually did play it and I actually did like it. It's like, I think it's kind of like it's like a better version of Box Boy. Because obviously the main character is a cube, so I think it's a better version of Box Boy. It's a 2D, puzzly, platformer type game. So it's kind of like Box Boy, but in my opinion, it looks better because it actually has a graphical style. And it looks more involved, like, because you could actually like, use things to grapple and swing. At least one I'm seeing on the back. I don't remember this game that much because it's been a while since I played it. But Kubik Ninja, I think it's pretty cheap now, but a pretty fun game nonetheless. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Next, Super Mario 3D Land. Love this game. I absolutely love this game. I don't know. Like, I'd say this game is debatably one of my favorite Mario games. And when I say Mario games, I mean, like, of the traditional 2D, 3D Mario games. And when I say 3D Mario games, I don't mean Sunshine, Galaxy, Odyssey. Those are in a league of their own. I mean, like, this one, 3D World. I like this one better than 3D World, by the way. I want to put that out there, which is a rare opinion. But, you know, the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, the NES Mario Brothers games. I just love this one. I'd say this one's probably second to Mario Brothers 3. But this one's so good. Definitely a must-play. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I think this game sucks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, Animal Crossing, I put a little bit of time into it. It just didn't grab me. It just didn't hold my attention long. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things where it's like, Animal Crossing, I just don't think it's my kind of game. It's not a game that I would be personally into, but it exists. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate. I actually played this game a little bit. I got to the part where you go to Alucard, and I don't know how far in the game that is or anything, but it's a more traditional Castlevania game, you know, the 2D Castlevania, or Metroidvania style kind of Castlevania game. Obviously where Metroidvania got the name. But, it's pretty fun. I like this game. It's pretty good. Super Monkey Ball 3D. I love the Monkey Ball games. They are so cute. They are so fun. They get really tricky, and this one's no different. I don't know if you use you use the gyro controls with this one. And I'm usually not a huge fan of gyro controls, but I think with games like this, they kind of work. Because it's like a fun game. It's like a game where you just sit down and have a little bit of fun. It's not like Luigi's Mansion, where like you have to use a tightrope thing, and like if you were in a car, it would mess up all the gyro controls. It's not like that. This game's just fun, and definitely well worth a pickup on any system that it comes out on. And then the last game here is Mario Golf World Tour. I actually really did like this game. I think that the Mario Golf games have gotten better treatment than the Mario Tennis games. Because like I said in my video, in my tier video last Thursday, that Mario Tennis games are just shat right out there. They just come out on every single system. Mario Golf gets a little bit more attention, a little bit more focus on detail, and it really does show in this game. Because I think the character roster is actually quite good. The maps or the courses are quite good as well. And I think you can also do the customization thing here with your Miis, so that's also really cool. So yeah, definitely a great Mario sports game if you want a good Mario sports game to play. So that's my 3DS collection, guys. Those are the games I have. 28 games. Honestly, guys, I really do love the 3DS, and it's definitely a system that I think people think I don't like because of my recent videos about the Switch, saying that the 3DS should kind of go now. And, you know, it's not one of those things where it's like, just hide the 3DS existence, it never happened. It was more like, you lived a great life, you gave us so many great games, but now it's time to move on. The Switch is the new portable console from Nintendo. It's a portable and home console hybrid. It's the perfect system. It appeals to all markets. And the 3DS lived a great life, but I think it's time to go. And I think Nintendo have realized that as well. No big 3DS titles have been released. I think the last one is going to be Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. And I think after that, it's kind of it for the 3DS. It's kind of bittersweet, because the 3DS, a lot of great games, a few bad ones as well, but mostly greatness. And it's definitely it definitely saved Nintendo during the Wii U age, which is probably why they held on to it for so long. But without any further ado, guys, I'm going to end this video because it's probably long enough already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of the 3DS? Were you a 3DS gamer? Did you not really play the 3DS? What games do I not have that you guys, because I already know I'm going to hear about Ocarina of Time, probably Star Fox, probably Kingdom Hearts. There's probably a lot of games I don't have that you guys are going to get on me about. But, nevertheless, guys, that's my collection. Those are my games. Like I said, let me know what games you have for the 3DS, if you still play your 3DS. I don't much. I really mainly played it for Luigis Mansion. But, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Until next time, see you in the next video.